So, hello everybody, and welcome back to Simulation Section. Yes, it's me and more central, it's that guy that does all the YouTube exploring on the buses. Yes, this is my simulation channel, so this is the channel where I do all the bus and train simulators, have a little natter with you all, and do what I used to do on YouTube, what I started doing on YouTube, and still do to this day. As I say, it's not the main channel anymore, we've gone a different direction with that, but it's still nice to sit down, have a little virtual drive, and do something a bit different. So I thought we'd carry on a little bit. I would imagine though I believe there's a video for Lincolnshire coming out before this one, but I wanted to get this one filmed because I really fancied filming it today. But at the time that I'm recording this, I have just been given an additional update of the Lincolnshire beta to show you all. I've literally just been given it a couple of minutes ago. It's just finished downloading, but I thought I really want to have a drive of this, so I think this video will be coming out after that. But I still want to have a little drive of this. So in front of us is the FirstBus OmniDekka, the Scania OmniDekka, created by Master Switch Studios. This is available to purchase off Steam. It is a lovely, lovely bus. We have covered it in quite a few videos previously, and I have mentioned just how nice it is and how realistic it is. As when I started driving buses myself, I very much drove on the deckers all the time on the university contract, ex-First Scotland East ones like this one that we're driving now, that is 36008, and I used to drive them on the university shuttle in Huddersfield in West Yorkshire quite a lot. So for me, it is really, really nice to be jumping back in one virtually and having the drive of it. So this is a fictitious repaint that took my fancy because it's the new ultraviolet colours, and I know how you all love the ultraviolet colours in the videos that I do. The videos always seem to be really, really popular when I drive in the new FirstBus livery. So I thought we'd drive in the new FirstBus livery and just see how it looks, because although none of these Scania OmniDekkas that they had ever got painted, as McGill's purchased the First Scotland East stop that had all of these before the ultraviolet livery was introduced, it's really, really nice to see it in this new livery as kind of like a what if it have happened sort of thing. And I must say, it really does suit the livery. I'm digging this front bit. I have noticed that that F isn't centred, that is a little bit annoying. But I really, really dig in the front end with the blue and just how the stripes is. There are a few little bits, like the F needs to be a little bit smaller and stuff like that. But I do think it really suits the livery. It really, really does. And in today's video, you join me at Cotterell bus station in Cotterell. That is a map inspired on Bath. If you go to Bath in the west of England, it will look just like this. Very, very similar, only because there are a few differences. They didn't sort of call it Bath. They wanted to be a little bit more sort of random with it and a little bit open for interpretation. But Cotterell was done quite a few years ago. It was the first project by the UK development team to see what they could do. With a short route from the bus station, just at the other side of this big building, up to the university. So it's a big hill climb. We'll see how this bus copes. That's kind of like a little bit of a test for this. And I haven't driven on this route for ages, so I thought we'd give it a go. So let's get all of this set up and let's make a move. So again, just like the video that we did on Farthington, it is one of these maps that was sort of made as a little bit like a demo. There was talk at one point of Cotterell being expanded, but it never happened. It wasn't what they were bothered with. They're more bothered about focusing on the West Country map that is very fair. That's kind of the big map that they do and look at. There is an X18 as well that runs at rush hour along this. It's like non-stop, just like the university routes are around here in real life. They have their expresses and the standard ones. As you can see, the route only takes about 10 minutes. It's just like the Farthington one, a nice little short run, but it's nice to drive this route as a reminder that this map exists, and the fact it is a free download, and it is once again a really, really nice route to sort of test vehicles on and get nice repaint screenshots on as well, because it's just like Farthington. Like Farthington's like a rural version, this is like an urban city version, and so it's a really, really nice contrast. So here we are with the reversing bays as well, not forgetting these. Again, a nice feature on this map with the reversing bays. I will admit that the stands are incredibly tight on this, but it does add to the challenge. That's nice. We'll get everybody on and then we'll make a move up the hill. So it does look a bit weird, everything being an Olympia, and obviously nowadays ultraviolet is the latest thing. It would be quite good to possibly see someone looking to repainting the static buses into ultraviolet so that we could have like an ultraviolet variation. That would be really, really cool, just sort of like update maps like this, just to have the updated static vehicles. Give it a little bit more room because it is very, very, very tight as you can see. We did get out, we did manage, we didn't hit it, it was just, it's very, very close because it is a tight bus station, is this. A nice bus station, but it is tight. See if we can get a nice screenshot of it here. See what we can achieve. Yeah, that looks alright, to be fair. I like that. See if we can get a little bit more spin on it, and then let's see if we can try that again, see if we can get the full vehicle in. There we go. Yeah, I like that. That looks nice. And it also shows us coming out the bus station. That's also cool. So there we go. Some nice screenshots. There we go, the lights change. The lights on this set here are censored from memory, so it detects the bus being there, presumably through the spleens, triggers it, and then changes the lights. It's really cool. Really nice feature, like what you get in real life. It is a shame there isn't that many OmniDekkas around. I know that another example that I drove on the road has now been scrapped. I don't think now, to be fair, I don't think a single example of an OmniDekka that I have driven on the road in real life actually still exists. That's really bad. Come on. I slammed all on them because I thought, well, she's stepping out. Then she didn't step out. Then she orbed into the middle of the road, as you all saw. And I was like, well, not much I can do there. Yeah, I don't think a single OmniDekka that I've driven on the road in real life still exists. That's a bit worrying. I'm going to be entirely honest. It's a bit concerning, is that? Very, very bit concerning. But we've still got them in the virtual world. That's nice enough. Still get to enjoy them here, so that's still good. How are we doing for time? We are bang on time. That'll do. What is also worth noting is when you're driving along this road. I remember when I first got Cotterell, my game would lag like no tomorrow along this road. It's really, really nice to be able to drive this map, and it doesn't do that. As I say, it's very, very nice. This is a nice repaint, is this. To be fair, it's probably quite accurate as to how Scotland East did paint it. I know I've said that it's like the F logo doesn't fit on one side and the one at the front isn't centred. Little bits like that. But this is exactly how Scotland East would have applied this livery. Because Scotland East were not the best, not known for their correct application of liveries. Is probably the nicest way to put it. They were very, very well known for messing up repaints and sort of doing their own thing. And when we had the Solars arrive from, Scotland East in Leeds, I remember 615, oh no, 61915? Something like that? That's really bad that I can't remember that. Or 61215. There we go, 61215. And that was painted in Scotland East. into the Olympia colours, and it was done absolutely shockingly. There was no vinyl, no pink vinyl was added. The lines were too thick. The F logo was a totally different size to the rest of the text. It looked absolutely diabolical. And I remember it was actually a friend of mine who no longer works there now. He's now up in, ironically, he's now up in Scotland. But he worked at the depot that they were at the time, and in the months prior to their withdrawal, that bus was touched up. It was actually given the proper branding and stuff, and it actually looked really smart. But I remember when it first arrived, it did a couple of months and it just looked absolutely shocking. It really, really did. And then we got 61219 was painted at first in Leeds. That was painted when it came down a few months in. And when that was painted, that looked absolutely beautiful. So did 62355 that was painted. That was a 51 plate. It was painted, but it was incredibly short-lived. Very, very short-lived was that in the paint shop being painted. Oh, wait, make me drive up here. There we go. That was incredibly short-lived in service once it had been painted. I think I only got 1 or 2 photographs of it painted, because it was always off the road when it was in Barbie. Then it was painted and it continued to be off the road, and then they eventually just went, we'll scrap it. We'll scrap it. And it was 51 plate. It had headrests in it. I went on it once. And it had headrests in it because it used to be the old X95 bus that used to run between Carlisle and Edinburgh via Galashiels. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not, but it used to do that. And that route is now operated by East Coast buses. It has been for a number of years because First gave it up quite prematurely, long before the sale of Scotland East. They gave that up. That was such a shame, and they gave up the X95. Such a cool route. They used E300s on it towards the end. Really, really nice route with the X95. I never went on it. I saw many, many photographs of it and videos and bits like that. And I know people that have been on it in the current rendition with West Coast Motors or East Coast Buses or whatever they call themselves. Went on it with them. And nice buses, all of that lot, but I can only imagine how cool it was to go on it on like a Scania Solar or something like that. But yeah, they were cool. They were cool. I did debate using the Bible livery, but I was like, oh, well, we've already used that, so I thought we'd just go something totally different with this. And just use this livery, because it does look really nice. It does look really nice. We are getting more and more, slowly getting more and more repaints into the ultraviolet colours. Slowly but surely, we've got the street light, we've got this. We've now got an Olympia repaint for the wheel forward street light. That's a little random bit of trivia. So we got that. I need to sort out the reg plates on my Studio Polygon products. I don't know why they're all playing up at the moment, but for some reason they all seem to have stopped working at the same time. So I don't know what's happened or what I've done. But none of the registration plates seem to be detecting. It's a bit weird. So if anybody has an idea as to how to fix that, please do let me know. Because it's a little bit annoying, just no reg plates showing up at all. So I don't quite know what's happened there. But it's just a shame, really, because it's just the reg. I'm typing the reg plates in, but the reg plates aren't then coming up, so it's really weird. Really, really weird. And they're just not. The reg plates are just not detecting for some reason. And then they're just spawning in blank. That's why I've not been driving many Studio Polygon products recently, because I've been spawning them in, and then I've just been like, I don't know. I like driving a bus that has a reg plate showing. If it doesn't have it showing, it just looks a bit odd. So I need to sort that. I'll look into it and see what I can do with it, and get back to you all, I think, on that one. This is performing exactly how I would expect an ex-Scotland East OmniDekka to perform up a hill like this. It's sort of got a bit of power, but you can also tell it is struggling a bit. From the cab though, to be fair, it feels like it's going a lot quicker than it actually is. Then you go outside and you're like, oh, that looks really slow. How are we doing for time? We are actually late because we got stuck on the hill. Because we've had a very, very slow set off from most of the stops on the hill. We're actually a couple of seconds late. We'll ignore the fact that that says 20 today. That was the smoothest stop and drop off I've ever done, I think, in OMSI. Goodness me, that was just straight off the bus and couldn't get away quick enough. Fair dues. I did forget how nice this map was. I really, really did. It's such a short and sweet map, but again, it's a nice ideal thing. It's a nice little 10-minute spin. Little trip. I mean, if you could on this map just go up and down all the time, like, it's cool. It's a nice enough run. It does what it does. It's a university shuttle bus route, and it's just nice. I have switched the AI buses off because for some reason they were being a little bit silly while I was trying to load them. I don't know if it was trying to load a vehicle that doesn't exist on the 2 at the moment. I've uninstalled a few bits and bobs to try and reset some bits, because you get to a stage when you've installed that much DLC for various bits and bobs that you sometimes just need to reset your base OMSI game. So I've just been doing that, resetting it a little bit, uninstalling and reinstalling some bits. So I can only assume that the vehicle that it wants me to have, I don't have. That is very much a possibility. So will we be able to get a screenshot there? I fear that no. No, the lighting's a little bit wrong. That's you can hear it struggling up here. Feels a lot quicker from the car. It's really strange. Feels a lot quicker from the car. It has also done really, really well up that hill. Very, very well. Sometimes when you get these buses, sometimes they just do not do hills or hill starts in OMSI. They just don't. Even if the bus in real life does, sometimes in OMSI they just don't do it. So it is really nice to actually have one that does. One that does work like it should. Oh, that's not nice, not in service point. Yeah, Bristol X39. Not something an OmniDekka has ever done. They do have Scanias on it, but not OmniDekkas. So yeah, so that was a short and sweet run on the U18 on Cotterell, from Cotterell Centre to the university. As I say, I just wanted to do this video, something a little bit different from sort of like looking at Lincolnshire and all the other maps. We've got so much to do and so many different maps to look at, but I just thought it'd be nice to just look at something a little bit different, do a different run, and as I say, a nice little short and sweet trip, because we've got some longer videos that I've already done and some coming up from the likes of Lincolnshire and other maps like that, so it's nice to just balance it out, and I just fancied a little short trip. I saw Cotterell on there and I thought, oh, that'd be nice, and then I saw this Repaint, I thought, yeah, it'd be nice to have a little go in this. So yeah. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have done, then please do be sure to click that like button, because that way more people can find the video and enjoy it just like you have. That's how YouTube works, and that means we can continue to grow our amazing channel. And if you are new to the channel and you've enjoyed it, if you've got this far, I'm hoping you have, then do consider clicking that subscribe button, so you don't miss out on more content from OMSI 2, the Bus Simulator and Train Simulator. And if you haven't already, do go and check out my main channel on YouTube and More Central for more content from the real-life bus industries around the UK. I've actually got videos that I filmed from around the Bath and the Bristol way a few years ago that did feature the X39 that's currently on the blind. You can go and check them out, alongside fewer bits and bobs on there. And you can follow Project Bus, where I work on the buses that I own in real life. Thanks again for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video, mate. Goodbye for now. Bye.